Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and Aquaman is a movie that I'm not even lying when I say this. I don't think anyone really wanted. Deep down inside, I don't think you, maybe even the most diehard fan, wanted Aquaman, but it's here, it's upon us. And you know what? I'll be honest, I couldn't be more excited to see this movie. Everything about it looks amazing. I watched Jason Momoa last night on SNL, and it just solidified why I want to see the movie. The movie could be terrible. The movie could be a god-awful mess. But Jason Momoa in the lead is what sells Arthur Curry to me. Just his charisma, his personality, the way that he presents himself on film, and the way that you can tell he is having a blast with this movie. And that ultimately is what we want. I think one of the things people really didn't care about when it came to Man of Steel and Batman v Superman is that the characters took themselves too seriously. Like the brooding, dark versions of themselves didn't make a lot of people very happy. And I get that. I do completely get that, right? But at the same time, the way I personally view it is that I liked the deconstruction, but it did need to have a bit of a lighter tone. And Arthur Curry's performance, Jason Momoa's performance in Justice League was setting up a lot of that kind of humorous, playful tone, especially that line in Justice League when he sees Batman and he goes, "Oh, you're dressed like a bat. I dig it." Right? Like it was just this kind of one-off line that I think really just kind of sold the scene. It played to the super best friends angle of it all, and it really worked. And seeing what they've done with Aquaman in just regards to the trailers has me pumped. And the movie comes out in like 2 weeks here in the States, but it's opening up in China where, and I'm not even kidding on this one, it has grossed $94 million in its opening weekend. Yeah, $94 million in the opening weekend. That's insane. And that means that Aquaman 2, which by the way is currently in development, will be definitely coming. If it does well in China, it will do well. It says here, James Wan's Aquaman made a giant splash in China 2 weeks ahead of its U.S. launch, grossing $93.6 million to land the top opening ever for a DC comic book adaptation. Aquaman, starring Jason Momoa in the titular role, also marks the biggest start ever in China for any Warner Brothers title, besting Ready Player One by 66%. And that movie did pretty well in China, if I recall correctly, because Ready Player One is arguably the best movie of the year, in my opinion. Well, not the, okay, people will argue Infinity War, but to me, Ready Player One just spoke to me on so many levels, so I really, really loved it. It says here, among Warner Brothers DC comic movies, Aquaman launched 92% ahead of Justice League's and 78% ahead of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Plus, it has already exceeded the entire lifetime gross of Wonder Woman in the country. Now, some might chalk that up to sexism. Others are probably just going to say, well, it was Wonder Woman and maybe it doesn't translate well to China, where that was a country where for a long time, to get around population control, they were just giving away girls, right? Like there was a time, I think in the 80s and 90s, where if you wanted to adopt, you could just go to China and go, yeah, I'm here for a girl. And they're going to be like, take your pick and leave. Like I'm hyperbolic. Okay, I can't ever host the Oscars after making that joke, but there was a time where it was like that. And so maybe the cultural shift has changed now. It says here, Amber Heard, Willem Dafoe, Patrick Wilson, and Dolph Lundgren also co-star, which follows on the heels of Sony's Venom, which has earned a stunning $268 million in China for a total global total of $850 million. Warner's decided to unfurl Aquaman first in China, followed by additional foreign markets next week, in order to get a jump on the crowded pack of year-end holiday films, including Mary Poppins Returns and the Transformers spin-off Bumblebee. And that's true. And that makes actually a lot of sense. Actually, I think that's one of the reasons why Into the Spider-Verse is going to have trouble. Aquaman is going to do well overseas, all right? Even though Spider-Verse opens up next week here, and I definitely plan on seeing it, Aquaman, when it opens up here, I think is going to do well based off of positive word of mouth from overseas. As much as I like to complain about overseas opening first, generally because I don't like the idea that people here in the States got to wait a couple weeks because there's spoilers that are going to get out there, bootleg copies are going to make it out there. But in the realm of, or I guess you say in the journey for making the money, it does make the most sense, right? China is the market that all these companies want. China is the country that only allows 16 foreign films to enter in every year. 16 big budget Hollywood movies are what make it in to China every single year, because there's a lot of money to be earned there, as evidenced by Venom doing exceptionally well, like exceptionally well. So that being said, I have a feeling that that Aquaman is gonna go on to make a lot of money. It's going to make a lot of money. 93.6 million in the first weekend in China is nothing to scoff at. And if that carries and that holds true, it's going to carry to the rest of the world. And I think it's going to be something that's going to probably gross definitely north of 700 million worldwide, maybe even going as far as to beating out Wonder Woman. If it can get more than, I think, 830 million worldwide, you're looking at a franchise. It's not just a one-off, not just a one-off. It's a damn franchise. And I think the 93.6 million is going to definitely put it there. So listen, Momoa, after the whole Snyder Cut thing he put out there, man, that dude is like high on my list for badass mofos of all time, in my opinion. I've always liked the guy's work. Again, watching him on SNL last night, I think solidified him as an A-list talent, and not only just an A-list talent, but a dude who actually loves the stuff he works on and takes pride and joy and has fun with it. Far too many actors take their job super seriously. And look, and I'll relate. I take YouTube very seriously, and many people have called me out on that, saying it's a detriment to everything because it comes across as I'm being fake or I'm not being real. And I think when it comes to this kind of stuff, people like Chris Pratt and Jason Momoa, they ooze personality because you can tell they're having the time of their life. And I think that's what we want to see in these kind of films. And I think we're going to get that with Aquaman. So this 93, this near $94 million that it's pulled in makes me very, very, very happy. And I'm very excited. So anyway, if you guys like the movie, do me a favor, type in China in the chat so I know you guys made it. You can always call into our voicemail line at 818-350-3281. That's 818-350-3281. And I do appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Please also thumbs up the video, subscribe. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.